So a few days ago, Sega announced that they will be releasing a Sega Genesis mini console this year on September 19th for $79.99, and it will play 40 console titles, have 2 controllers, and be HDMI compatible. The only games that they've announced so far are Sonic the Hedgehog, Echo the Dolphin, Castlevania Bloodlines, Space Harrier 2, Shining Force, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Toe Jam and Earl, Comics Zone, Altered Beast, and Gunstar Heroes. And then there will be the other 30 games will be announced in the coming months. I see this as going to be a flop because they've been releasing Sega Genesis mini consoles at Walmart and Target and stuff for the holiday seasons for the past several years. I worked at Walmart 2 years ago and sold it for about $45, a Sega Genesis mini that had games pre-installed. I thought there was like 40 games, 45 games pre-installed on that one too. And of course it was classic Sonic the Hedgehog, Castlevania, and such. And they've re-released these games multiple times on various consoles, Nintendo, PlayStation, Steam. You can get it for like $1 or $2 each game on Steam. So they're going to release 40 games on a Sega Genesis Mini for $80. $2 per game pretty much, and then 2 controllers and HDMI and stuff. Yeah, that's not gonna fly. Nobody's gonna buy that because the games are already available for cheap. And like I said, the console has been available. I feel people bought the Nintendo console. Well, one, because of nostalgia. The original Nintendo was way back in the 80s. And then 2, they got the Super Nintendo. They got the first Nintendo. It was really low quantity, so that was building up some hype on top of low quantity. So that kind of played it out. But then with the Super Nintendo, they also included Star Fox 2, which was never before released. So the fact that they have just a Sega Genesis with probably just the same old games for more expensive than the Nintendo Classic and the Super Nintendo... Well, no, the Super Nintendo Classic was $80, I believe. The Nintendo Classic was only like $60. But still, Sega Genesis came out around the Nintendo time, not the Super Nintendo. So either they should add way more games, exclusive games or something that you can't find anywhere, or lower the price significantly. Because I don't think anybody's going to be buying this. But I would recommend Sega to release like a Sega Saturn Mini or a Sega Dreamcast Mini, because those consoles didn't get much press. And then when people look back, they're like, oh my god, the Sega was so far ahead of its time. It was ahead of the curve. And so, like, the games were too expensive, or just people didn't get the hype or whatever. Everything was around Nintendo and Super Nintendo and everything. So if they re-released the Sega Saturn or the Dreamcast, and if they had internet connection on the Dreamcast so people can play those games with people online, those would sell out instantly. I can guarantee it. But the fact that you guys are like, Sega Genesis Mini for $80... That's just facepalm. That's double facepalm worthy, man. I don't know who... Well, I guess that's why Sega went out of business. That's just insane. But, I don't know, man. I think that's pretty much all I have to say about this whole Sega Genesis Mini. So you guys can leave a comment. Tell me what you guys think about this. Do you guys think anybody's going to buy this? Do you want to buy it? Did you buy a Nintendo Mini? Or what would you think about a Sega Saturn Mini or a Sega Dreamcast Mini or whatever? Just leave a comment telling me what you think. And give this video a thumbs up if you liked or appreciated it. And share it so I can hear everybody else's opinions. I like to hear more people's opinions in terms of gaming topics, you know. But when I just do regular gaming vlogs instead of strategy guides, I don't get as many views. So I would appreciate it if you guys could share it so we can have more conversations. But that's pretty much it. So I'll see you guys later.